When it comes to education tech, picking a tool isn't just about a list of features. It's really about picking a philosophy. Today, we're going to break down a really interesting platform called Classkick. And we're not just going to look at what it does, but how its whole approach stacks up against some of the heavy hitters in the classroom.
I mean, for any teacher, that's the dream, right? To see in real time exactly where every single student is getting it and where they're hitting a wall, all without having to run around the room trying to look over 30 different shoulders at once. This is one of the biggest challenges in teaching, and it's exactly what these tools are trying to solve.
And this is really where we get to the heart of it. Because picking something like Classkick, it's not just a practical choice. It's a decision between two totally different ideas about what tech should even be doing in our classrooms.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about Classkick's whole vibe. The best way to think about it is as a digital studio. And that's not just a catchy name. It really truly captures the spirit of this tool.
So, what do we mean by a digital studio? Well, picture an art class. The teacher can just walk around, see everyone's canvas at the same time, and give little pointers and tips while they're actually working. It's all about the process, the act of creating, not just the finished painting. That's what Classkick is trying to be, but for any subject.
And this quote just nails it. The goal is to create this digital space where you, as the teacher, can literally see a student's thought process unfolding. You see the messy work, the mistakes they scratch out, the little aha moments, and you can jump in and help right then and there when it counts the most.
And all of its features really serve this studio idea. Students have the freedom to draw, write, or type, whatever works for them. You've got this incredible grid view where the teacher can see everybody's work at a glance. Kids can raise a digital hand for help, get feedback right on their page, and even help each other out. It all works together to build this really dynamic, workshop-style environment.
But look, the digital studio isn't the only way to go. On the complete other side of the spectrum, you have what we can call assessment engines. And these are the powerhouses you've definitely heard of, tools like Nearpod, Pear Deck, and Formative. They're often the go-to for things like interactive presentations and quizzes.
So if the studio is all about the creative journey, the engine is laser-focused on the final product. It's this highly structured, incredibly efficient system built to measure what students know, collect all that data, and grade it automatically. Think less art studio, more finely tuned machine.
And let me tell you, these machines are powerful. They usually come with gigantic libraries of content, which saves teachers so much time. They plug in seamlessly with other platforms, offer some seriously robust auto-grading and data reports, and even have fun, game-like features to get students engaged. You just can't deny how efficient they are.
Okay, so here's the crucial part. You can't have it all. When you choose between these two philosophies, you are making some very real, very important trade-offs. Let's break those down.
First up, feedback. With a tool like Classkick, you're giving this rich, personalized feedback while the student is still in the middle of working. It's deep, but it's manual work for you. With an engine, the feedback is instant, it's automated, and you can scale it to hundreds of students. But it's mostly just about whether the final answer was right or wrong. And what about workflow? Well, the studio's blank canvas gives you total creative freedom, but that can mean that getting it to play nice with your other systems takes a few extra clicks. It can be a bit clunky. The engines, on the other hand, are built for that. They plug right into the systems you already use, making efficiency the top priority. And finally, let's talk data. This is a big one. Classkick gives you this amazing deep insight into how one particular student thinks. But the engines, they give you powerful numbers-driven data across your entire class. We're talking exportable reports, standards tracking, the whole shebang. It's really the difference between a detailed personal story and a broad statistical summary.
So, knowing all these trade-offs, how on earth are you supposed to choose the right tool for your classroom? Well, it's actually a lot simpler than it seems.
It really just boils down to a simple two-step process. First, you have to get crystal clear on what your main goal is for that specific lesson. Then, you just match that goal to the philosophy that's built to serve it.
So you go with the digital studio, you choose Classkick if your #1 goal is to see the messy process of how students get to an answer. Choose it if giving that live, in-the-moment feedback is what matters most to you. And choose it if you want to create that buzzing, collaborative workshop feel in your class. For those goals, Classkick is absolutely the tool for you.
On the other hand, you should pick an assessment engine if what you really need is efficiency. If you need lessons that are already built, if auto-grading and hard data are non-negotiable for you, or if you just want to run a fun competitive quiz game for a review session, then a tool like Nearpod, Formative, or Kahoot is going to be your best friend.
Ultimately, the whole choice really comes down to this one simple question. Are you using technology to better see and guide the messy, creative, and beautiful journey of learning, or are you using it to efficiently and accurately measure the final destination? There's no right answer here, but knowing your own philosophy, well, that's the key to choosing the right tool every single time.